On Wednesday, Jinger Duggar Vuolo went out to conduct errands, and she did so in a very fashionable manner. The celebrity, who is 31 years old and having her third child with her husband Jeremy Vuolo, was seen out and about in Los Angeles wearing a loose-fitting black top and a hot pink blazer to conceal her growing baby bump. Additionally, Jinger wore flared gray trousers, a gold choker necklace, and a white heel as part of her outfit of the day combination. After Jinger revealed her childhood to the public a few weeks ago, she came to the realization as an adult that she had a childhood that was cult-like in many ways. This realization occurred while her parents, Jim, Bob, and Michelle, were in charge of her upbringing. As Jinger stepped out with her daughters Felicity, who is 6 years old, and Evangeline, who is 4 years old, she appeared to be present in the moment. However, Jinger has since distanced herself from the church that her family raised her in. Her itinerary also included a radio interview, which she conducted in a unique venue. The celebrity had a very busy day, with her calendar comprising both of these things. Today's radio interview brought to you from my closet, she said on her Instagram stories alongside a selfie of herself surrounded by her clothing. I took this picture while I was in my closet. Moreover, she snapped a mirror selfie that included specifics of her appearance. She formed a posture in the mirror as her palm was resting on her baby bulge, and she pondered in writing, "Why is my mirror so dirty?" However, here is my outfit of the day. There will be a baby boy born to Jinger and her husband, who are expecting their third child together. We're having a boy, and we're very excited, Jinger, who together with Vuolo has 2 daughters named Felicity, who is 6 years old, and Evangeline, who is 3 years old, disclosed to Entertainment Tonight a month ago. The reality personality, who was born in Arkansas, stated that the gender reveal even took her off guard. I was so shocked to find out it was a boy because I feel like everything felt the same. There were a lot of parallels between my pregnancy with the girls and the pregnancy with the girls. When she continued, she said, I was so shocked that I almost fell off my chair. I thought to myself, how is this boy going to be able to fit in? According to our customary practice, however, we are not going to reveal the name of the baby until after it has been born. Jinger explained to the televised program the reasoning for her decision to conceal the identity of the child until the moment of birth. We've had friends who have had problems with people saying things like, "Oh, I'm going to share the name," and then no one likes it, Jinger said. Once the baby is born, however, everyone believes that name is the cutest name there has ever been. Therefore, that was our motto, and that was our theory regarding it. The Duggars, Jinger's family, became famous all across the country as a result of the reality show 19 Kids and Counting, which was shown on TLC. The show attracted viewers who were fascinated by the dynamics of a nuclear family. Her parents brought up their children within the framework of a non-denominational religious group, known as the Institute in Basic Life Principles, IBLP, which was established in 1961 by the controversial minister Bill Gothard. During an interview with Fox News Digital that took place a month ago, Jinger expressed her realization that she lived a childhood that was cult-like in many ways while she was growing up under the supervision of Jim, Bob, and Michelle. Jinger had already written the book by the same name, Becoming Free Indeed, which was published in 2023. In it, she described her departure from the Institute for Basic Life Principles, IBLP, the religion in which she had been reared. I exposed the horrible teachings that I was raised under, but then I came to understand that I was so entrapped by what people believe about me that I was almost afraid to talk on this topic, she said Fox. I exposed the harmful teachings that I was raised under. I had a tremendous amount of fear that I would lose my community, my friends, my family, and the people that I love so deeply. She continued by saying, I thought that if I spoke up against them, then I would be putting everything on the line, and as someone who is always trying to please other people, the disapproval that I faced was the thing that I feared the most. There are definitely difficulties, things that we don't see eye to eye on. Jinger said in an interview with ET, referring to the circumstances surrounding her relationship with her parents, which she described as complicated. Jinger stated to Fox that a relocation out of Laredo, Texas opened her eyes and hit her like a ton of bricks in terms of how she seemed to individuals she did not know very well. I was in Laredo for 2.5 years, Jinger added, referring to the time she spent there before moving to Los Angeles with her husband in 2019. When we were leaving Texas, one of the women in our community stated, "I'm going to miss you, but I also feel like I didn't get to know you. Maybe you didn't let me into your life as much as I would have wished." This statement was made as we were leaving the state. As she continued, she said, "I had been so guarded. Keeping up with this performance was something I wanted to do since I was so concerned about what other people thought about me. In the event that I revealed to them that I had difficult days, I was concerned that they would not like me. It is possible that they believed I was insecure about the things that I did not know." According to Jinger, she was met with a cold welcome from certain members of her family due to the revelations that were contained in her first book. "It was challenging because I did receive some criticism from friends and loved ones," Jinger said. "I knew it would be difficult. I believe that it was the most difficult thing that I have ever done. But finally, I came to the realization that at the end of the day, I had to tell the truth." Jinger stated that at the same time, there was an overwhelming majority of them who were helped as a result of her publicly challenging the legitimacy of the teachings that the church had to offer. "I haven't stopped to consider if these teachings are accurate," she stated. "They thought that I haven't stopped until now." When she continued, she said, "The most rewarding thing was helping people come out of the cult-like teachings that I was raised under. Looking back, I could have remained silent as a people pleaser." On the other hand, a great number of people would still be forced to adhere to those teachings. "Simply observing the number of individuals who have benefited from my sharing my story has been more motivating than anything else I could have ever imagined." Jinger Duggar Vuolo, known for her time on the hit reality show 19 Kids and Counting, has become a figure of transformation and growth, particularly after leaving behind the conservative religious group that shaped her early life. As a member of the well-known Duggar family, Jinger's life was once marked by strict rules, a rigid belief system, and a public image carefully curated by her parents. However, over the years, Jinger has increasingly charted her own path, one that seems to be a reflection of her growing independence and evolving worldview. Recently, Jinger has found herself in the spotlight for a different reason than before, a blend of her personal life and professional style. The star made headlines after she proudly displayed her baby bump in a pink blazer during a public appearance. The moment was a visual embodiment of the changes she's experienced in her life, both in terms of motherhood and her stance on the past. But what truly grabbed the public's attention was the timing of her fashion statement. Along with her radiant appearance, Jinger also made waves with a profound statement about her cult-like upbringing. Having spoken candidly about her journey away from the religious environment she grew up in, her bold declaration about the constraints of her past, and her emotional liberation resonated with many who followed her story. As fans observed her appearance, they couldn't help but connect the two: the glowing expectant mother and the empowered woman breaking free from the shadows of her upbringing. A new chapter in Jinger's life. For many, Jinger Duggar was once known as the modest and obedient daughter, the image of family-oriented values dictated by the strict teachings of the Institute in Basic Life Principles, IBLP, an organization founded by Bill Gothard that the Duggar family adhered to. This system of rules, which emphasized submission, conservative dress, and a hierarchical structure within the family, has long been critiqued by former members and those who observed it from the outside. When Jinger married former soccer player Jeremy Vuolo in 2016, there was a palpable shift in her life. The couple moved to Los Angeles, far from the Arkansas homestead where the Duggar family resided, and began charting their own course. Their departure marked the beginning of a transformation for Jinger, a process that she would later describe as a journey of self-discovery, of rediscovering her voice and her autonomy after years of living under the heavy-hand authority. Now, as a mother of 2 young children, soon to welcome a third, Jinger's voice has only become stronger. She has used her platform to advocate for freedom of choice, women's rights, and the importance of mental health. The cult-like upbringing she has referred to in various interviews and writings was one that left her feeling stifled and constrained, with rigid boundaries around personal expression, spiritual belief, and even daily activities. Breaking free from the past. In her more recent statements, Jinger hasn't shied away from addressing the darker aspects of her upbringing. She has spoken about the emotional toll that growing up under such an oppressive system had on her. The Duggar family, which rose to fame through its reality TV show, was known for upholding the tenets of IBLP, where strict guidelines around modesty, dating, and religious practices were enforced. Jinger, like many of her siblings, was raised to adhere to these rules with little room for questioning or deviation. As she distanced herself from these teachings, Jinger described a sense of relief that came with stepping away from the environment that had defined her for so long. She openly admitted that the rigid structure of her early life created feelings of fear, shame, and uncertainty, emotions she now works to overcome. For many former followers of the IBLP, Jinger's candor serves as both a sign of hope and a validation of their own personal journeys of growth and healing. Her perspective on the cult-like environment is a nuanced one. While she acknowledges the love and care that existed within her family, she also recognizes the significant drawbacks of the authoritarian system that shaped her childhood. Her experiences, while deeply personal, also serve as a commentary on the dangers of blind obedience and the importance of personal agency and critical thinking. It's clear that Jinger's current outlook on life is much more flexible, open, and grounded in self-awareness. Style and empowerment. Jinger's recent appearance in a stylish pink blazer while showcasing her baby bump was more than just a fashion choice. It was a clear symbol of her empowerment. The blazer, sharp and tailored, contrasted with the demure, modest styles that many associated with her earlier years. The boldness of the color and the fit of the jacket exuded confidence, a trait that Jinger has become increasingly known for in recent years. Whether attending public events with her family or appearing in social media posts, her evolving style has become a visual representation of her growing self-assurance. This shift in her fashion choices goes hand in hand with her transformation into a woman who is confident in her choices, who is proud of her past, but not bound by it. As she has explained in interviews, embracing her own identity, both as a woman and a mother, has been an important part of her personal growth. Jinger's outward expression of herself has become an act of liberation, much like her personal journey toward breaking away from the restrictive expectations of her upbringing. Moreover, her pregnancy and her decision to publicly share the news have also aligned with her growing confidence. As an expected mother, she seems to embrace the moment, showing off her baby bump with pride and joy. It's a stark contrast to the more reserved and private nature that was emphasized during her time on television. In many ways, Jinger is carving out a new narrative for herself, one where she gets to write the script rather than live by someone else's. Jinger's growing visibility and openness have resonated with many people who have followed her story. As she continues to navigate life on her own terms, her journey serves as an inspiration to others who may have experienced similar circumstances. Her decision to speak out about her past, coupled with her decision to embrace her pregnancy with pride, sends a powerful message to others who might be struggling with the constraints of their own upbringings. In her latest chapter, Jinger Duggar Vuolo is not just a reality star or a former cult-like follower. She is a mother, a wife, a woman who is finding her own voice, and an advocate for personal growth and freedom. Through her fashion choices, her words, and her life, she's demonstrating that it's never too late to create a future that feels authentic and empowering. Jinger's public embrace of both her pregnancy and her evolving worldview marks the intersection of motherhood and self-empowerment. As she continues to navigate this new phase of life, her story proves that it is possible to overcome past hardships and build a future filled with hope, love, and personal freedom. And in this, she shows the world that transformation is not only possible but also beautiful.